All right, so you see, got the blankets off the old workbench here. It's been putting in work in the steel shop. It's been doing great. Like a big dummy, I did not cover it up when I did some plasma cutting on it. I take that back. I did cover it up, but I burnt through my welding blanket and I kind of burned up a few spots on it. It smelled like a barbecue place in here for a little while when that hickory burnt. But one of these days maybe I'll fix it, but at the end of the day, it's a workbench and it's definitely done its job for that. So, here we are ready for pre-assembly on at least one of the first section of this bench that we're building now. Now I'm going to do it the same way as I did this one. I'm going to put it together, I'm going to mark the holes, and we're going to drill holes and screw it together. We'll glue it and screw it, and then once the glue's dried, I'll pull the screws out of it, drill the holes out, and put glue in the hole and drive wood dowels in there to hold it together. That way it's still held together, all with wood. No particular reason to do that, except for I just think it's cool to say that it was built all with wood and it doesn't have screws and stuff in it. And I think it looks really nice when you do that. I love how this bench turned out, and hopefully I'll love how this next one turns out just as well. So, with all that being said, let's lay this dude out and get going. All right, well, it seems very simple, but it took a lot of, I don't know why I said that like that. It took a lot of work to get it to that point where we could do this little simple assembly here. So obviously there's gonna be some squish out with the glue whenever we put it together. I'll just have to wipe that out and maybe take a little scraper or something, you know, and kind of scrape out that little bit of glue residue after it dries so everything else fits together good. But for the most part, there it is. I gotta go find me a couple more screws to go right here. That way I've got them already screwed together. Then we'll come back and we'll glue this joker together. All right, so got everything screwed down. I had to go get some different screws, but got them. I had to go get some wax paper because I was out of wax paper. Luckily, Dollar General, we're right at the road. Got wax paper, got it all taped down. So now we're just gonna, I'm gonna take it apart one board at a time and screw it back together. And everything is all good and square the way we want it to be. So I should just be able to pop it off, put the glue in. I got my little brush here so I can spread my glue around. screw it down. Then once I get them all screwed, I'm gonna flip it over, try to wipe out the excess that's gonna run all over the place, because I always like to use a whole lot of glue. And then set this dude to the side and start working on the next one. Now, I'm not gonna video me doing the other one because it's gonna look just the same as what you just saw. So I'm gonna go ahead off camera and I'll glue the other one together, and then we'll come back when it comes time to taking this back apart and moving on to the next stage. All right, so no, you did not miss a step in assembling this thing. So we got the front and the back of part of our bench. We got it assembled yesterday. So now this is obviously the largest part of the top that we're going to use. So basically, you know, I made this thing of several different sections and glued it together. So it's not our finished depth yet. So basically, when I made the pieces that go across the front, or the front and the back at the top, I had the pieces that ran front to back. Well, I kind of infringed on those. I'm sorry, I didn't infringe on those. I actually cut those pieces a little bit long. That way I could just kind of cut them off the length that I wanted. So first I've got to figure out, like, my goal for my depth is like 26 and a half. If I could get 26 and a half, 26 and a quarter, I'd be certainly perfectly happy with that. That's my goal. If it's a little bit less, it's not a big deal, because I haven't actually set the depth yet, because I can still cut my little divide. I can still cut those stringers, the length that I want, which will set the depth of our cabinet. Man, I hope you understand all that. So the first thing I have to do, though, is I have to see what my final depth will be for the three tops. You got this big 7-foot top, you got the small top that the saw itself will set on, then you've got the 2-footer, which is what we've been working on assembling in the other shop over there. So first things first, I went ahead, I came as far out to the edge on this thing as I possibly can to get a straight cut all the way down through there. I got it marked. I measured the distance from the little sidebar right here on my skill saw to the inside edge of my blade. That was 4 15/16 of an inch. So I brought this cut guide that I have, I brought it out exactly 5 inches. So I should cut just inside this line and just kind of nick the edge off of this guy. Hopefully it makes a nice straight cut. It would be great if I could use my table saw for this, but there is no way. Like, this thing weighs a lot. There's no way I could have manhandled that thing through there. And I don't have a good straight edge to work with anyhow. And I'm also not going to try to manhandle this onto my jointer, because that would be an absolute train wreck. So we're going to use this, we're going to cut it, then we're going to measure, we'll set one up for the other side, and I can either use this, or I do have the Craig jig that you can put on your saw to run it. But if this works pretty good, I may just use this on the other side there. So I've got it set up. Fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly and it just cuts it nice and straight like I hope it will. I would be absolutely lying to you if I told you that I just had a supreme amount of confidence that I'm not somehow going to screw this deal up. But we'll screw it up all together, I guess. So Oh yeah, and I also just realized that I'm going to be cutting with my back to you, so you're probably not going to be able to see much of this. Well, no, I'll move the camera. I'll put it over here to the side or something. You probably still won't be able to see it all, but you'll be able to see some. Be able to see my reaction when I get it done. So here's to hoping I can get the camera where you can see it pretty decent. I guess I should have seen that coming, huh? Alright, so as much as I hate to do this, I guess I'm going to have to unclamp it where it's clamped on both ends, slide it down enough so that I'll be clear this handle, then come back and start my cut again. I don't really have a better plan than that right now, and that really sucks a lot. It was going really well to that point. I do have a finishing blade in here. It's leaving a really nice cut too. Dadgummit. Ugh. Give me a little pencil, make me a little mark right here, that way I know how far I need to move it. That sucks. I will never get that thing back just right. Wonder if I pulled it out, if I could drop it in right on it. Kind of invested at this point. And not in love with that either. I'm gonna have to move it. Definitely did not see that coming. Man, it's cutting really good too. Well. Well, that sucks. It definitely pulled in just a touch right here toward the end. I don't know why. It's not bad, but I know it did. It really pisses me off. Golly. So probably definitely gonna use that, try to use that Craig jig when I do the other side. Because this right here, I don't know what I could have done differently. I guess what I need to do is take this stupid handle off of here if I can, because it would have worked perfectly if it wasn't for that. I was cruising along really nice. I mean, I guess if I took this handle off, I could come back and recut this. I don't know if I have enough meat left over on the wood. I got a little edge there I got to knock off. For some reason it was acting like it was binding up right here. Oh yeah, something got real screwy right here at the end. I don't know what it was, because yeah, it cut way in more than it was supposed to. Golly, really? All because I had to move one stupid thing. Okay, well, all hope is not lost. I'm gonna see if I can take this handle off. I'm gonna measure it, see if I've got enough meat here that I can come back. I'm gonna set a straight edge against it, see how far off it is. This sucks. Man, it was cutting along so good. Oh yeah, look at right there at the end. It's probably 3/16 of an inch. Other than that, it's really nice. It's not perfect, but it would have worked. Golly. That sucks a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can take this stupid thing apart and come up with a better plan. Okay. So I got it set up again. So my plan, right now, if I measure off that corner, the corner that's good, to where my line is right now, I'm at 26 1/4. So if I can make this cut in one shot successfully, I think I should be able to come back and make one cut on this side to square it up and fix this messed up edge that I really have no idea what happened to. But I should be able to fix it, and I should be able to wind up at 26 and an eighth, 26. I'd be okay with that because that still is a little bit deeper than the saw. Should be in good shape for all that. So let's hope I can make this cut successfully. Where's my glasses? Make sure everything's tight here. So this thing seems to want to push a little bit, but I can't clamp it with anything. Eureka! Well, that was a much better operation. Alright, so this is it. I marked it where it should be dead at 26 inches all the way down. I'm going to cut it this time, and if I screw the deal up this time, it's just going to be what it's going to be. But I hope, should be able to get it right this time. I mean, it's just a skill saw. All the other crap I do in here, I figure out. Surely I can get this right too. And make sure I get enough cord on this side over here. I don't know what happened that last time to mess it up. Everything was going real good right up until it wasn't. So, glasses. Here we go. It's already trying to cut inside that line again. I don't understand why. Yeah, it's almost an eighth of an inch inside the line. Why? Nothing is pulling it. I do not understand what is going on right now. It is steadily trying to pull inside this line. Needless to say, if I can get this thing cut all the way through, this is definitely going to be the back edge and that'll be the front, but I still don't understand why it's doing that. I mean, it should just be walking straight through it. It's cutting it good. It just keeps wanting to pull inside that line. I don't understand why. I don't know if it's the blade or exactly what's going on with it. It's weird. It's like stuck right there, just like it's in a bind or something. I don't know. What an ugly cut. It's gonna be what it's gonna be though at this point. I'm not cutting it anymore. I guess next time I'll set up a bunch of outriggers and I'll do it on the table saw. Kind of disappointed in that though. What a shame.